Hello and welcome to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jayden and Shane. Joining me is my co-host, Shane Price. Shane, how you doing this week?
I'm all right.
All right. This week's collar and elbow question. AEW has made a lot of signings recently. We'll talk more about that later. But my question to you is, do you most want to see AEW sign next?
They should save LeBron Cozone from the Fed.
Yeah. Is there anybody GCW wise that you want to see them get?
Well, they signed YDMP and Robusta in the Brain. They signed,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess Cole Radrick,
Cole Radrick.
but
It's a good one.
I still want the Cole Radrick heel run based off of the fact that he wasn't signed, I guess.
Yeah, that could be really good. Um, yeah, well, I guess we'll get into it now. So you mentioned Alec Price, Jordan Oliver, signed by AEW. Other recent signings include on the men's side, we have Andrade El Idolo is back. Jake Doyle, the Rascals, and Mascara Dorada has signed a two-way deal with AEW and CMLL. On the women's side, similarly, Persephone has signed a two-way deal with AEW and CMLL. They've also signed Zeta Steel, Maya World, and Hyan recently. And yeah, and then on top of that, there is the Trey Miguel situation, where we can get to in a second. But what do you make of all these signings? This big wave of scooping up talent. Oh, also by the way, Cowboy Way. That's who I want to see signed by AW next.
Yes. I think it's interesting that both WWE and AEW are both kind of on a signing spree right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still too overloaded with talent,
Probably, yeah.
but it's nice to see guys get signed.
The good thing with signing to AEW is you can still work pretty much anywhere else. You can still take um, GCW bookings. You could take MLW bookings. You could go to Rev Pro, any smaller indie you could do. You could go work CMLL, New Japan, where you can still work pretty much wherever. I think the good thing with
Ugh.
what WWE, like the only really good thing about the WWE like ecosystem they're building.
YDMP Junior Tag League run.
Oh my god, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But the one good thing about the ecosystem WWE is building is that when they do sign all these people, they have room for them across AAA and Evolve and working with TNA and potentially sending someone to Noah. You know what I mean? Like there's room all around for them to work. It's not as open as working in AEW because once you get signed to WWE, it's not like you can take like Defy bookings or something. Um, I don't know. It seems like WWE is doing it to fill those rosters. You know, they have so much content now between all those different brands. AEW though, it's just 4 hours of wrestling a week, but there is Ring of Honor. So some people are seeing all these signings, and especially people like Doyle. I mean, pretty much everybody but Andrade, very fit for the Ring of Honor brand, right? Andrade might be a little bigger than the Ring of Honor brand right now, but the rest of them I could very well see having Ring of Honor runs. So do you think Tony's going to try to take a real swing at making Ring of Honor relevant again?
He's too low to Discovery, and Discovery's not going to give him a Ring of Honor deal.
Hmm. But that doesn't mean he can't try to make the ROH World or ROH, was it WatchROH.com show as good as it can be and try to get more subscribers there.
If they put Ring of Honor on the new Turner Sports platform, I could see it being a success. I think it should go
Mhm.
on there.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I see that. I just think like if they put real effort into it and work to make it better, I would be more likely to sign up for Watch ROH and watch those shows. I mean, hell, I've been tempted to try to figure out how the hell to watch AAA recently because it's looked interesting, right? It's looked like
You
the most
haven't
interesting product
you haven't
WWE has.
figured out how to watch AAA.
I haven't I haven't even given 1 second of trying towards it.
That's still I went on YouTube.com and it was like a top recommendation for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Um. So I don't know. Do you think there's any merit to that idea that Tony Khan may be trying to build the Ring of Honor product up a bit more, or do you think he's just trying to sign talent and get more people in the building?
I can see Ring of Honor being a thing, but he's already putting Busta and the Brain on Dynamite. I would love
Is
to
he?
see how they're built.
Yeah. I think you should go YDNP. I don't like Busta and the Brain. I think they should go YDNP. But so we did mention the Rascals signing. That is, of course, Desmond Xavier, Zachary Wentz, um, Myron Reed, and Trey Miguel. We mentioned it last week because it was announced before we started recording last week. But this week, Trey Miguel was pretty immediately released. It seems, according to Brian Alvarez, take this with a grain of salt, he hasn't been perfect recently, but it seems like it may be a Jay Briscoe situation where WBD doesn't want him on because of past comments they found out about somehow.
Well,
And
Fightful Select did the same thing.
they said the same thing.
They said it was a homophobic tweet. Yeah.
Okay. See, I've only seen that. I've only seen it reported from source Alvarez. So okay, but so that confirms it for me. What do you think? What do you think?
Tony Khan said that the execs team that kept Jay Briscoe off the card was long gone. Clearly, he was
Mm-hmm.
incorrect.
Yeah.
Um, I think it sucks because he's deserved a big run and he's been shafted twice.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Um.
I mean, I get what
Also,
he
like,
said was wrong, but it's like Jay
mhm,
Briscoe, he changed, and
yeah, I'm sure Trey has too. And, let's be honest. I mean, there's not a shortage of people with shaky pasts on the AEW roster already. You know, I remember real early on in AEW, there was a big story about a big problem with something Sammy Guevara had previously said. Um, I can't remember exactly what it was. I think it was about some female wrestler, but he had said some pretty not okay things. Um, yeah, I mean, I know there are multiple people in age because isn't Darby Allen has a problematic past.
Darby
Um,
has a problematic past. Will Ospreay has a problematic past. Sammy Guevara told a top woman star in AEW to things are not going to repeat. He's still with the company.
mm-hmm. So I don't know. It's just weird that they picked their battle so oddly because Trey Miguel and Jay Briscoe got shafted, and yet other people with the shady pasts get to stay on. And it's not even like Sammy Guevara is a better wrestler than Jay Briscoe or Trey Miguel. You know, Osprey and Darby, you can see them saying, well, they're main eventers. We're willing to look past it a little bit more. Priority treatment, right? But fucking Sammy Guevara? I don't know. WWE news. We still got a week before we will do predictions for the Royal Rumble. But AJ Styles put his career on the line in the match with Gunther that he will have at the Royal Rumble What are your thoughts on this? What do you think can happen? What do you think will happen? What do you want to happen? What do you got here?
I don't want. I will fundamentally decide to burn my WWE merchandise. It's not for Julia or CM Punk if AJ Styles' career ends in Saudi Arabia.
How, if you were to put a percentage on it, what is the percentage chance AJ wins and the percentage chance Gunther wins here? And I guess you could throw a draw in there too.
I think draw is probably the most likely. So I'm gonna say like a 55% draw, 25% AJ, and the rest can go to Gunther.
20%. What would that be? Yeah, 55, 25, 20. Yeah, 20 Gunther. I see that. I've seen a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people online say they think there's no way AJ loses in Saudi Arabia, but I think we gotta. What we have to keep in mind here is that this is WWE. They've made it blatantly clear what makes the decisions in that company. And if Saudi Arabia bid the most for AJ's retirement, they're gonna get AJ's retirement. So that's just something I think we have to be ready for. I think there's a real chance that Saudi Arabia was like, "Here, we will give you all this money to have AJ retire here." So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Um, do you want to talk about TNA's AMC debut?
No.
Yeah, looks like it was an utter shit show. Other than that Draven guy on Twitter that constantly is committed to the bit of loving everything TNA does. I think the only thing I've seen even slightly positive talk about was the Santana Kazarian match. Other than that, it was all complaints. There was like barely any wrestling. They brought out Dixie Carter. They
Well, you got to remember that Dixie Carter was in there was on their like biggest show. The climax of their biggest show in like recent in since they went to Four Sides was Dixie Carter being put through a table in the Hammerstein Ballroom
mm-hmm. But
in a
then Dixie
six-sided
Carter,
ring.
isn't she also like partially responsible for one of the many times TNA has almost died?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In a way,
Like that
I mean,
that is like
she
if
did save TNA, but she also by the end did in fact, yeah.
so it's kind of like if somehow WCW survived and then in like 2010 they did a big show and they brought back Eric Bischoff, who almost killed the company, or Vince Russo, who almost killed the company, right? But in that scenario, the company did actually die. So that was crazy. Who the fuck is Perez Hilton?
Jaden, that sentence just made me feel fucking ancient.
Because
And
he was all
and the
over this.
and the craziest part is when you were born like what 2 years after me.
Yeah.
How do you not know who Perez Hilton is?
I don't know. Am I supposed to know what is he famous for?
So he
He
made
seems
a
like he's famous for sexual assault, but
he's gay.
still,
so
it's a look in his eyes I don't like.
so he made a blogger made a blog about celebrity news, and I guess that was popular. Um, he was a big fan of Paris Hilton, and that is why he's called Perez Hilton.
I figured that. Yeah.
But then he got like he's on some TV shows, and I don't know why he got famous. I
He's
just
just one
know
of those
he
people that's
had
famous
his
for like no
website.
reason.
He had a popular website in the 2000s about
Okay.
celebrity culture, like TMZ.
Okay.
TMZ and Perez Hilton kind of came up at the same time.
What what years was this? What years was he like really active?
When TNA was good, which may have
Oh,
something to
okay.
do with it.
Yeah.
No, like we're talking like mid 2000s, but
Yeah, it looks like 2000. I'm looking at his Wikipedia now. 2007 to 20. Oh, he was on an episode of Victorious.
yeah,
He was a guest referee for a match between the Bella Twins and Kelly and Eve on Raw in 2012.
that sounds right.
So, like, in January of 2012, so like 6 months before I started watching wrestling.
He he's just
Okay.
I don't know
So he's
why
just
he's
one of these like
famous.
nebulous famous people that you don't really even know why they're famous, but they are. Okay. He just it looks like I could have at any point in my life found out about this guy and I just happened to never stumble upon him. So I don't think this is like a year old thing. I think this is just he just never somehow passed his, you know what I mean? He never somehow like passed through my view
You
in
weren't
all my time on the internet.
you weren't on the internet. Oh, I don't know why he's famous. I don't know why I would know him more than you would know him. I don't understand him. I never have.
Yeah, no, I don't either. And the TNA thing didn't make it any better. I really didn't understand why so much time was given to him. Um, all right. Well, it sounds like the TNA debut was a big flop. This is what you should expect from TNA. Every single time there's a big moment, you should expect a big flop from TNA. It's just who they are. Quick hits. Dominic Mysterio shown as AEW champion in AAA video package. Did you see this?
I did, and
It's
I think
fucking
it's a
hilarious.
textbook case of why you shouldn't use AI in your promo videos
It's
because
karma.
now your top star of the company you purchased to try to pwn AEW is shown as AEW champion.
Yep. Um, do you think Dominic Mysterio ever will be AEW champion for real?
Hell no.
No, you think he's a WWE lifer?
His dad's still a WWE.
That doesn't
There's
mean
not a,
anything.
there's not if he's when he's wrapped up in WWE, he's going to go AAA and become a AAA lifer.
Maybe. You never know. You really never know. There have been multiple people that we thought were lifers of one company or the other that have jumped already. So we'll see. On Collision, what do you think of the team of Hangman and Jet Speed winning the trios titles? Powerhouse Hobbs doing the job on his way out.
Shout out to Hobbs for doing the job. Appreciate that. Real worker. Um, man, I'm so pissed Tony Khan lost Hobbs. I'm
Yeah.
so mad Tony Khan lost Hobbs. How do you look at that dude? He is a wrestler. Look at him and tell me
Mm-hmm.
he's not a wrestler. He has the build of like a world champion.
Yeah, he just I don't know. He doesn't I can see why it happened. He doesn't really fit the AEW mold as well as he fits the WWE mold. And he's
He
going to
fits
go
the Shane Corn
and
mold.
he's capitalizing on a moment in time where Triple H is reportedly looking for to push more black talent in response to the allegations of him being a racist that never pushes black talent.
I'm not racist.
So Powerhouse Hobbs is capitalizing on that.
We're gonna put LeBron Cozone versus Powerhouse Hobbs to main event stand and deliver.
Um, and then Fletcher and Takeshita are back, and Takeshita ignored everyone in the Dunkhouse family except for Kyle Fletcher. It really feels like Takeshita Okada is going to be something that might even be one of your big all-in matches this year. I know that's still a ways away, but you know how AEW tells
Yeah,
long-term
you know how to
stories.
do it. Yeah, I would like to see Fletcher Okada before that.
Yeah,
I
I mean, I could
think
see that
that
being Double or Nothing or Dynasty or.
they have a story there too with
Mhm.
how the World's End matches went.
Yeah, yeah, that could even be a Revolution thing. Yeah, they have a story right now they could tell. I do like that. Yeah, I guess it's going to be interesting to see Don Callis family. We may see Don Callis family civil war where they split into two factions, which would be hilarious. Um, we don't have anything to predict or any big shows to talk about again. So another surprise topic. We are doing the Royal Rumble winners bracket. So
Oh,
I
I was hoping for Royal Rumble surprise entrant winner bracket number one, Genichiro Tenryu.
yeah. So they are seeded just based on the year. So Jim Duggan is the top seed. Jey Uso, being the most recent winner, is the bottom seed.
Are we
Um,
including the test rumble or no?
no, just the official Rumbles. So
Okay.
starting with Duggan, going on.
So it would be
And
Duggan versus Jey Uso. Yeah.
not necessarily because there's
Okay.
not a nice even amount. So let me first. You're not going to. Nobody's included multiple times if they've won multiple Rumbles, and because there are 35 people, there are actually 3 play-in matches.
Okay.
Um, so I say maybe we judge this on. I think quality of Royal Rumble winner in the like immediate aftermath story should matter some, but also it's a lot of it's probably going to come down to just who had the better careers. Um, so we'll keep that in mind. I don't know how you want to determine it, mix it, whatever. Of course, there are 2 of us, so there are possible disagreements here. So in the event of a disagreement, we will flip a coin. Um, so we'll keep that in mind. Our first, we got 3 play-ins here. First, we have Cody Rhodes versus Rhea Ripley. So 2 of the very top stars in WWE today. Um, Recent Rumble winners, huge names. Where are you going between Cody and Rhea? Cody, a 2-time winner, by the way.
I'm gonna go Cody just because of the WrestleMania 40 road Rumble to WrestleMania 40 was the best they could do to revive that Cody Roman beef story.
Mm-hmm.
And the payoff being WrestleMania 40's main event, which was, in my opinion, the so far last great WrestleMania moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think I'm going to go Cody as well. I think that is a much more memorable Rumble wins and storylines. Yeah. Next, we have Ronda Rousey versus Bayley. This is, I think, should be pretty easy.
Not Ronda Rousey.
Yes. Okay.
Duh.
We're both going Bayley. So Bayley will move on. Last play in here, we have Bianca Belair versus Jey Uso. Um,
Bianca, I think
yeah, I think Bianca.
I mean, outside of being a better wrestler, um, her her after Rumble has been better, I think, than Jay's because Jay
Also,
won the belt and then like didn't do anything with it.
the immediate aftermath of her winning the Rumble wasn't what the fuck like it was with Jey Uso.
Yes,
It
it's true.
wasn't immediate disappointment from a large portion of the fan base. Okay, so now we're down to 32, so we will go through the bracket now here after the play in the first round here. Jim Duggan versus Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I feel bad for Jim Duggan,
I do feel
um,
bad for Jim Duggan.
who is a fantastic wrestler.
Yes.
I've kind of I've kind of come around on Jim Duggan as being the ho guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think he's a very solid brawler. Maybe one of the most charismatic wrestlers in the '80s.
Yep.
A very interesting time to be that. Some of the matches he had in Super Bowl Sports with the WWE and Tokyo Dome stuff is actually not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
um, but his post Rumble was what? It wasn't even for a title; it was for a cash prize.
Yep.
He wrestled multiple flag matches. That was his whole bit. Clearly the answer here is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Um, I think Jim Duggan. It's dinged on him. Just the title match at Mania wasn't established yet for the Royal Rumble. It being the first Royal Rumble where, like you said, there was one test Rumble before, but the first this is the first time the concept was put to TV, so they really had no idea what they were doing with it yet. Um, so
And
yeah, I think Cody Rhodes for sure.
it could have been for the title, but the title was vacated, and so they had to do that tournament, which was kind of mid.
Yeah. Next up here we have Rey Mysterio versus Undertaker, the '06 Rumble versus the '07 Rumble. Um, Rey Mysterio, obviously one of the greatest Royal Rumble moments. '07 heralded as one of the best Royal Rumble matches. We reviewed the '07 Rumble just last month on our podcast. We'll be reviewing the '06 Rumble later this week. But this is tough for me. What are your thoughts? Where are you going with it?
So Ray's post Rumble is what I'm going to pick Undertaker because of Ray's post Rumble.
Mm-hmm. It was great up to Mania for sure.
No, he remember when he lost the title shot at No Way Out 2006.
Yeah, but that wasn't as bad of a story as it has been other times that gimmick has been used. You know what I mean?
I agree. I mean, I agree, but to me, it kind of dings off. Hey,
Okay.
you're not. You won the Rumble, but we don't want you to be the Rumble winner. I know it's not. I know it's fake, but
And I mean, he got the match anyway. It's not like
no,
he
that's
lost it and
true.
never got back in, right?
It's true. I do wish it was Kurt Angle versus Rey Mysterio 1-on-1. No offense to Randy
Mm-hmm.
Orton,
Yeah.
but Undertaker,
Let's see. That was him and Batista was the
him and
world title
Batista,
match.
yeah, and there was some interesting things there. I think that just that Ray and the title runs too. Ray's title run wasn't anything special,
Yeah.
unfortunately, and Taker's title run didn't go as well as it did, but there was a lot of
Well,
Batista in there.
interestingly,
Oh,
they
actually,
are both.
I'm gonna go with the moment of Taker losing the title actually is another point for Taker to me.
Uh, Interestingly, with Undertaker and Ray, they are both guys who I think kind of live not necessarily above, but outside the world title picture. They're like main event guys who don't necessarily need to be involved in the world title. And so that's kind of interesting that they got paired up here. I do Undertaker, it was also kind of a legacy Rumble win. It was he'd been around for like 17 years at that point in WWE, and he'd already been one of the greatest. So I think it was kind of a resume building Rumble win.
It
Not that it wasn't
was.
deserved, but that's just kind of a point out there. Um, It's really hard for me to pick against Ray, but I think you are right. I think this should go to the Undertaker. As much as that sucks to kick Ray out first round, but next we have two-time winner Shawn Michaels versus the first women's winner Asuka. Shawn Michaels, famously the first guy to win from number 1.
I'll be blunt. I totally forgot Oscar won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. That is because she was then put up against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania,
And
Charlotte
lost.
broke their
Oh
streak.
my god. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was that WrestleMania in New Orleans. I think this goes Shawn Michaels because of the way they fucked over Asuka.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, the first guy to do it from number 1, that's a pretty big deal. I think that should definitely be in there. The only 3-time winner, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus the other winner from 2018, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, dude.
I mean, it's unfair to put Stone Cold against Shinsuke in really anything. I think.
Yes, but also Shinsuke kind of falls into the same issue as Asuka, where they screwed him over with how they booked it. So I'm gonna go.
And one of Austin's Rumble wins led to Austin Rock WrestleMania X7.
So it was always gonna be Austin. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's Austin.
Sucks for Shinsuke. Yep. Next up, the first man to win the WWE title in a Royal Rumble, Ric Flair, versus Drew McIntyre. And I don't think we should hold COVID against Drew here. Let's make sure we don't do that.
No, because it was a big moment no matter what.
And then on top of that, he really did carry the company through COVID.
Oh, he did, yeah. So I'm gonna go Drew McIntyre. I'll go Drew McIntyre, yeah.
Yeah, Flair was gone not that long. Like, he was back in WCW by 93. So, I accidentally did that wrong. Yeah, we'll go Drew McIntyre. What is going on here? Okay, there we go. Next up, the 2003 Royal Rumble winner Brock Lesnar versus the 2010 Royal Rumble winner Edge. Lesnar, of course, led to that big match with Angle at WrestleMania 19 where he nearly killed himself.
True.
Edge wrestled at WrestleMania 26, I guess. I don't even remember who he wrestled against for the title.
At 26, it was Jericho.
Jericho.
So these both have big moments.
Edge also won in 2021 the COVID Rumble.
I'm not even going to consider it for Edge's case, because it's not important in his case to me. So Lesnar's Rumble was good. He wrestled to get in the Rumble, which is always a nice touch. And that Rumble win leads to the title to the broken neck, which leads to the Iron Man match.
Yep, that awesome Iron Man match with him and Kurt.
What is the more personal choice for me? My first pay-per-view was Rumble 11. I think. Pretty sure. No. My first big 4 pay-per-view. Yeah. No. Yes. My first big Rumble pay-per-view was Rumble 11. And I was a big Edge fan because of the games. And Edge coming back in that Rumble, I lost by shit.
Yeah.
So
go with Edge.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Edge too. I like that. Also, like the great Rumble moment with him and Christian in 21 when they kind of reunited. That was awesome. So yeah, I like that. Next up, we have Yokozuna versus Charlotte Flair, 2-time winner Charlotte Flair.
I'm going to go Yoko.
Yeah.
Just because I think Charlotte as legit their Mania matches weren't very interesting. Yoko's was interesting,
Mm-hmm.
and if I'm not mistaken, Yoko winning is one of the most iconic Rumble moments ever.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. All right. Next up, the 2002 and 2016 Rumble winner Triple H versus the 2011 Rumble winner Alberto Del Rio. Of course, Del Rio winning the 40-man Royal Rumble, the biggest official Royal Rumble, because the greatest Royal Rumble does not count.
Oh, I'm gonna dock points for not winning your title match, I guess.
Yeah.
But that as a Big Edge fan, as I've
Mm-hmm.
said before, that Mania match was the highlight of that Mania. Not that there was any more highlights other than that, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Triple H,
But Triple H has
2002
won it more than once. I think he's three times, right?
leather twice.
Twice.
2002 leather jacket, jean vest. 2016 WWE title.
2016, I think, because he won a title in the match, I think is more important. So I think
Mhm.
even though it
I
was
think
Edge's last
2002
match
is more
before his
important because of
retirement,
the outfit.
that you know what, that's fair. Triple H is obviously the pick here.
Triple H. All right, I like that. We'll go Triple H. I agree there. Next up, Big John Studd versus Bailey.
Bailey,
Again, kind of sucks for Big John Studd. Yeah, just being one of
yeah,
those early winners before it really meant anything.
I think
Um,
he didn't get the title shot either. But
yeah,
even then, in '89, he's almost done.
yeah,
He shows up for the Rumble, doesn't even do Mania, and
hmm
retires at like in June.
yeah. Next up, we have Batista versus John Cena. Of course, this common matchup between these two men. Batista won the '05 and 2014 Rumbles. Cena won the 2008 and 2013 Rumbles. Batista, actually, that 2014 was the first Royal Rumble pay per view I ever watched. And of course, the last on pay per view, because then it became the WWE Network later that year. Um, Interesting that these guys are here considering the tie in 2005.
Yes,
What
that's
do you
very
got?
funny.
Which,
Um,
which way are you leaning?
it'd be even funnier if I could pick a tie. I kind of value shock moments in the Rumble more than I do like consistency. I'd pick Cena.
Yeah. Yep. I was definitely the 2008 Rumble swings it for Cena for sure. Next up, one of the men that actually tied in a Rumble, Lex Luger versus Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, this was, of course, part of the man run. It was horribly booked into that
Terribly
WrestleMania. The
booked.
worst booked thing I've maybe ever seen was that women's title thing from WrestleMania 35. Also, that was the main event of the Royal Rumble that went, or of the WrestleMania that I think is still going now. Um,
It feels like it.
Longest fucking WrestleMania ever. Lex Luger is the forgotten man of that tie. Everybody thinks of Bret Hart more than they think of Lex Luger from that. So it's really interesting matchup here.
I
Where are you
just
gonna
think
go?
I just think that Becky Lynch winning meant more. And Lex Luger is very, Lex Luger, so I don't think people
Mm-hmm.
care.
Okay, yeah, I'll go Becky Lynch. Next is the 1999 Royal Rumble winner Vince McMahon versus the
Ah,
2015 Royal Rumble winner Roman Reigns. I will say on the record, I have always been a supporter of Roman Reigns, even when everybody hated him in 2015. I was very excited as an 11-year-old kid watching him win that Rumble. Um, so I, even without the outside Vince McMahon shit, heavily lean Roman Reigns on this one.
You're you're gonna hate me here
Are you going to pick Vince
because
McMahon?
because all the outside shit. Vince McMahon is terrible human being. Do you know where that 99 Rumble leads to?
99, that's WrestleMania 15.
That is the
To,
beginning of Austin Rock. It is the
mm-hmm.
beginning of the climax of the Attitude Era, the biggest era in professional wrestling.
Yeah, but it's fucking Vince McMahon winning a Royal Rumble, dude. Why not just have Austin or Rock win the Rumble?
Because Paul White, because the corporation, because
Not a good answer. None of this is a good answer.
because
Somebody
the
else could have
Roman
won the
Rumble,
Rumble
because the Roman Rumble. Why did Roman have to win the Rumble?
because they were pushing him to be the next top guy. I mean, at least he's actually a wrestler.
That's a good point. I'll
And
give
the
you
the
that.
Shield was huge. Like we're not a year off. We're not even a year into his post Shield run. They're still riding the wave of all that Shield momentum. Yeah, people hated the choice and they brought The Rock out there to try to make it better, but and yeah, and what did the Roman win lead to? Heist of the Century, WrestleMania 31, Santa Clara, California.
Yeah, because nobody wanted him to win.
Still led to the Heist of the Century. That's just as big of a mania moment as Austin Rock 2015 or WrestleMania 15. I'm going Roman Reigns.
Nah, I'll go Roman Reigns.
All right. Next, we have two-time winner Hulk Hogan versus Bianca Belair.
What years did
I
Hogan win the
think
Rumble?
he wins it in 90 and 91.
All right, so 1990, Hulk Hogan wins the Rumble.
And importantly, I think to mention that made the Royal Rumble matter.
That's true. It
I don't
did.
think it's a mistake that the first Royal Rumble that matters is Hogan.
But he is
Um,
already a champion, which is a fair
I know,
thing.
but like he established the Royal Rumble with that.
That's true. Plus, he just wrestled Stan Hansen in 1990 after the Rumble, so I don't think he does that because we lose the Rumble.
Exactly. I
91,
don't know. I could totally understand picking Bianca Belair though, just because it's Hulk Hogan and fuck Hulk Hogan.
in 91, he gets the title shot at Mania, I believe,
Yeah,
against
that might
Sergeant
be the.
Bianca Belair.
You're picking Bianca Belair. All right,
Yes, I am.
I'm cool with that. I can agree with that.
I just had to verify what the Mania match was, and unfortunately, it was not Road Warrior Animal, Road Warrior Hawk, and Tenryu versus Tenryu and Hogan. It was Slaughter Hogan,
Yes,
which we reviewed,
the bomb threat,
which we
quote
reviewed
unquote, the quote unquote
be-
bomb threat.
because it felt like uh, the stupidest WrestleMania with the big Mania moment last year.
Yeah. Um, Next up, Chris Benoit, the 2004 Royal Rumble winner, the second guy to win from number one, versus Randy Orton, the 2009 and 2017 Royal Rumble winner. Benoit went on to wrestle Triple H and Shawn Michaels at Mania. Randy at 25 faced Triple H, and then at 33 faced Bray Wyatt, which both of which I think are okay storylines. The Triple H match, of course, is dinged because it was the main event right after Taker Michaels,
And Triple H won
but
too, so
that also was Orton at the peak of his powers winning a Royal Rumble. I mean, 2009 Orton is talked about like fucking like a fucking serial killer. He's talked about the way that like Ted Bundy is talked about. Um, what are your thoughts here, Benoit and Orton? Funnily enough, Orton first world title win was beating Benoit, ending the world title reign that was resolved or that resulted from this Rumble.
I'm gonna go Benoit just because of
Benoit.
the moment of Benoit and Eddie at Mania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, it is tough. I think I'm gonna go Orton. I think I'm gonna coin flip this one. So as always, heads is the better seed, so that's Benoit in this case. So heads for Benoit, tails for Orton, and heads. Benoit makes it. This won't be like that one bracket where we split decision a bunch of times and I somehow won like all of them. Next up, we have Bret the Hitman Hart, the other side of that 94 tie rumble, versus Seth Rollins, who won in 2019, leading to him beating Lesnar at WrestleMania 35 in the opener, in and ending a world title reign that really pissed me off as as a teenager.
As a little child.
Yeah, I just hated how Lesnar never wrestled for that 570 fucking day reign. I don't know what little me would think of current WWE, how nobody ever wrestles and defends their titles except for apparently CM Punk.
Because he's a
Um,
real worker.
so what do you think, Bret, Seth?
I think I'm gonna go Bret.
Could go Bret?
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I don't think Seth's Royal Rumble win is really something you think about with Seth Rollins. You think about the 2 Money in the Bank wins. You think about the heist. You think about the Shield. I just it feels like the Rumble is probably earlier. You get to that earlier in Bret's accomplishments than you do in all of Seth's accomplishments. So I think I can go with Bret. Last match of the first round here, we have The Rock, who won in 2000, versus Sheamus, who won in 2012. The Rock, this led to the McMahon in every corner WrestleMania,
Oh, Sheamus.
and Sheamus led to beating Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds.
Sheamus.
Sheamus, okay.
Um, this is another person. This is another personal pick, just because of how much I loved Sheamus at the time, and then going to that Mania.
Yeah, this is one of those I don't have a strong enough opinion either way, so I'm just gonna go with Sheamus with you too for the sake of the bracket here. Next up, second round, we have Cody Rhodes versus The Undertaker. Undertaker's Royal Rumble win was Cody's first Royal Rumble. That famous story about Undertaker taking a bump for Cody Rhodes that he's told on several
drop
interviews.
kick,
Yeah.
clothesline.
What do you think of this matchup
That's
here?
our Timberlake. I'm gonna go Cody.
You go Cody?
I think just he's 1-2.
I think that's fair. That's fair. I'll go Cody as well. Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin. There's a 4-year stretch where these are the only 2 guys that won Rumbles. Shawn won back to back, 95, 96. Stone Cold won 97, 98.
And then Stone Cold went on to win another one. So I'm gonna go
In
to Stone Cold.
2001.
Let me go to Stone
All right,
Cold.
Stone Cold. Just for the 3, for the triple.
Yeah.
All right. I'm fine with that too. I'm not going to argue either way on that. Drew McIntyre versus Edge. Back to back here, 2020, 2021. Edge made his return in Drew McIntyre's Rumble after almost 9 years off because of his neck injury. And I think you got to give it to Drew here.
Yeah.
As much as I love Edge, as much as we both love Edge, I just think you got to give it to Drew. Yokozuna versus Triple H. What do you got? I think the 2 wins makes me lean Triple H here a bit.
Yeah, Triple H.
Okay. Um, Bailey versus John Cena. Bailey, unfortunately, her win is not really that memorable. I don't even remember what year it was. It was like 23 or 24, something like that.
Yeah,
I
I'd
think
agree.
it's going to be hard to beat Cena because of 08, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cena.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll go Cena as well. Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns. Now, here I can understand the argument against Roman, right? The crowd wasn't into it. Nobody wanted him to win. Everybody wanted Becky to win in 2019. That was like, that might be the one time that I don't know for sure. I'd have to look at all of them and really think about it, but for sure a time in the 2 Rumbles era that people were more into the women's Rumble than the men's Rumble, I think, just because of how behind Becky Lynch everybody was with the man character and all of that.
Yeah,
So I would
I'm
go
gonna go.
Becky Lynch
I'm
here.
gonna go Becky. Yeah,
Next up, Bianca Belair, Chris Benoit. What do you got? What are you thinking?
probably Benoit because he won from one, and so on and so forth. And
Mm-hmm.
the Eddie thing still too.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Let's see. Hers led to her and Sasha at the first post COVID mania, right? When they were actually able to do it in Tampa finally.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the same as the Edge year. So that would have been like 2021. Or would that have been later? Did Bianca win? No, I think it was. I think it was the pirate themed one.
With Samoa Joe on
Um,
commentary.
with Samoa Joe on commentary, yeah. All right, last matchup of the second round here. We have Bret Hart and Sheamus.
Brett.
I lean Bret. Yeah. I mean it's fucking Bret Hart, dude. Okay, so Elite Eight. We have Cody Rhodes versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. 2 guys that have been the face of WWE.
I think
2-time
Stone
winner
Cold
versus 3-time winner.
unfortunately wins because of the era, which I know sucks to say, but like it's what it is.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair. Drew McIntyre versus Triple H. Does Drew's 1 win and the COVID run outweigh Triple H's 2 wins? It's an interesting question, I think.
It is. Um, Plus Triple H, his second win was more out of the blue, I think, and I really like that.
Hmm.
I remember complaining so hard more than I complained about Roman. Roman I just hated. Triple H, I was like invested in him losing.
Mm-hmm.
Roman I just didn't want to watch. As an
Also, Triple
example of
H.
like not wanting people to win.
Triple H led to that random awesome match with Mox at Roadblock.
That's true. I'm gonna go Triple H.
I think we can go Triple H. That's fine. Next up, John Cena versus the last remaining woman on our bracket, Becky Lynch. And unfortunately for her, it's the fucking '08 Rumble, man.
Yeah,
It's 2013 going to the rematch with The Rock. Like it's Cena's 2 Rumble wins are huge. And Becky's is huge too, but again, it's he has 2 of them. So you're going Cena as well.
yep,
All right, we've been in agreement a lot on this one. Chris Benoit, Bret Hart. I think this is where the tie hurts Bret.
yeah. I'm gonna agree with you there.
I think the Rumble has probably been is Benoit's Apex Mountain. I think that it's either that or it's WrestleMania 20, the moment with
It's
Eddie.
it's it's the moment with Eddie, which doesn't happen about the Rumble.
Yeah. So, all right, final 4. Little Attitude Era matchup here. Steve Austin, Triple H. Do you give it to Steve for the 3? Give it to Triple H. This is tight. This is a close one. I think I'm leaning Steve. What are you
I'm
thinking?
gonna go. I'm gonna go Stone Cold too.
Okay.
I think just because the era again, it feels I hate saying it, but winning back then felt like you were a bigger star than at any other point in time, even in the
Mm-hmm.
'80s. Because
Yeah.
if you were a big deal in WWE in the late '90s, you were a crossover star. You were pop culture.
Yeah.
Whereas like
It really feels like the Royal Rumble recently is used as a star maker more than it is as a building a star.
it feels
I
like the
mean,
Money in the Bank.
Cody's second one kind of goes against that, but for the most part, it's been star making.
Yeah,
Next, we got Cena and Benoit. I think it goes Cena.
yeah. Oh wait, Rumble.
Yeah. All right, third place game, we have Triple H, Chris Benoit.
Triple H for 2, and then also um,
The other stuff.
the other stuff as well.
All right, so Triple H wins third place. And what just happened? It just like refreshed and now it's not pulling. Okay, here we go. Steve Austin, John Cena is our final. 3-time Rumble winner versus 2 very impactful Rumble wins. I'm leaning John, but that just might be the bias of my age. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you can't argue with 3. That's crazy.
3 Rumble wins. Should be 4.
Yeah, because he should have won in '99 also.
Yeah.
So he should have
Um,
won. He should have won 3 in a row. We agree that he should. We think he should have three-peated 96, 97, or 97, 98, 99.
I think for that I'm gonna give it to Steve Austin just because
Really?
a three-peat almost the dynasty, the Stone Cold Steve
Yeah.
Austin.
Because if he wins '99, he wins 4 in 5 years, and the only other one is his rival, The Rock, who goes on. Was Stone Cold in the 2000?
He was
No, because
hurt.
he was hurt. He was hurt. So the only reason Rock wins one's because he's hurt. If that happens, that's fair. I get that. It's just that
We weren't there in person.
Cena's we weren't there, and also Cena's 2 feel more historically impactful than Austin's first, at least. Yeah, but then it leads to the title
And that
match
still leaves Cena's. That still leaves Stone Cold's too.
too.
So
Fuck, this is hard. This is hard. I think I gotta go Steve Austin. I think it's gotta be Steve Austin. So our podium here, bronze medal of Royal Rumble winners is Triple H. Silver medal goes to John Cena, and first place goes to um, Steve Austin. I think Becky Lynch earns the distinction of making it the farthest out of the female Rumble winners. Benoit made it the farthest out of any just one-time Rumble winner. Everybody else on that podium was at least a 2-time winner. So that is our bracket for Royal Rumble winners. Now tape up the light tubes, take the door off its hinges. It's time for Shane's GCW corner.
I'm going to lead about talking about announcements, and I'm going to talk about Dallas. Jayden, you went
Then
to Crime Wave. I want you to just, and when we do these, we usually talk about our experiences. But when I go to a show and you don't go to a show, talk about the experience. So for Crime Wave, I want you to talk about it because yours is to be different than my experience. But
okay,
we'll do that. We'll do that last. So we're
we'll
gonna
build
start with
into it
announce.
first because Dallas was
We're gonna.
before Wichita.
So I'm gonna start with GCW in Dallas.
Mm.
Great show. If you haven't watched it, I would go watch it. great show in a marquee city for GCW and as Dallas. You know, unfortunately, Wichita was definitely the B show
The B
of
show of the weekend, yeah.
the weekend, but it was still because of the debut. It was still an A-level show.
Yeah, because it was Kansas. They said the 35th state that they've been in now.
Yes, 35th state. But Dallas was a pretty good show. Matches I would really look out for. They are KJ Arso Effie, Brick Savage versus Thomas Shire, Cruel versus Dmitry Alexandrov,
Mm-hmm.
because Dmitry Alexandrov is an insane motherfucker,
Okay.
and I'm so happy he is not in Russia. He got him out, and I'm so happy about that. Um, and of course, main event, world title match, Kogar Manders. That's going to lead some of Effie, I'm going to assume, later on. Otis Kogar, Matt Tremont, watch that as well. And then before we get to announcements, we'll do Crime Wave here. Jayden, go on.
Crime Wave was awesome. I got this Mystico mask because there was just like these people with the booth with a bunch of masks selling them.
Dude, shout out
Um,
to the Mexican people who make the masks and sell them for cheaper than they are anywhere else, dude.
Dude, they're
So
awesome.
goaded.
This was $45.
What's funny is I spent roughly the same for a Sin Cara mask in 2011.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I got it because my usually when because I went with my dad. The tickets were a gift for Christmas, and usually when he does that, like if it's a concert or whatever, he gets me a shirt or whatever. And so I was looking at the masks and I was like, some of these are like $45, and he was like, yeah, I mean that's about the price of a shirt at a concert nowadays. So I guess go ahead and get one of those. So that was cool.
Your dad could have bought you a T-shirt from like the Kogars, and you got a mask instead.
Yeah,
Your dad would have to figure out how to pay Atticus Kogar, which is really funny.
that would have been funny, but I wanted the mask instead. I didn't want a
That's
shirt
fair.
from.
That's
This
understandable.
was a weird one because there wasn't anybody there that I was incredibly invested in. You know what I mean?
Yes, there was.
I mean, there
You
are plenty of people
wrestled
that I
in
am
the second
invested in,
match.
right? Manders, Samurai Del Sol, Jordan Oliver, Effie, um, Kogar, just because he's the kind of the top guy in the company right now. Like there are plenty of people that I was invested in, but there wasn't like a guy that I was there to see. You know what I mean?
That's
There
fair. I
wasn't like
think
somebody that
I think
I
we're
went in
where
pumped to see.
we were different is if I was going, I would have lost my marbles at Cowboy Warriors unsigned. I don't care.
That was awesome. That was awesome. Um, and it was also a show where like there wasn't a single match that stood out to me. There were like four really good matches, like that tag match you just mentioned, Jordan Oliver versus Oro, the lucha match between Vengador and Samurai Del Sol. I guess there's five because there's Matt Tremont, Brick Savage was really good, and Atticus and Priscilla Kelly was really good. There were a lot of fun moments. So I was front row. There were no barricades. I was um like if you walked out the stage, I was at like the far back right corner of the ring from standing on the stage. And but right there by the entrance there was this little girl that was like yelling at KJ Orso, and he like stood up to her. And then during the match, Shotzi Blackheart holds KJ back and let that little girl hit him, which was really fun. That's always a fun moment. Um, Brick Savage during that match was getting out like chairs and doors right next to me. And I was like, one more brick, one more. And he looked at me, he was like, one more? And I was like, yeah. And then he pulled another chair out and threw it in the ring.
I'm glad that
Um,
you got involved in the show.
yeah. I also got a thumbtack from that match. It just like ended up on the floor. And so I put it in my sunglasses case so I wouldn't lose it and brought it home. So that's two in my death match. Um, memorabilia with the piece of the light tube from Cyclope and Mance Warner in St. Louis. Um, yeah, and then the craziest part of the night was not only was the Atticus Kogar Priscilla Kelly air raid crash through the door, sitting up on chairs right in front of me. There was a part before that where Priscilla Kelly like jumped off the apron at Atticus Kogar and they like landed on me. Like Priscilla landed like on my legs and I like basically caught her. Which was crazy. Um yeah, no, it was just an awesome experience. It's really fun to see GCW live. It was fun to be front row at a no barricade show like that. And be right there like among the wrestlers. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. What was it like for you watching from home? What'd you think of it?
I thought it was I thought it was pretty good. I thought it, as all GCW shows are. I think it was so far kind of the weakest show of the year, but we're still in January, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad was concerned with Gavin Ash if a 14-year-old should be wrestling, um, since he had school the next day.
um yeah. Yeah.
All right, you got anything else?
Did your
Announcements
dad
went up. Oh,
oh yeah, announcements. We'll get to some crazy announcements coming
I
up
was say, what
actually.
were you going to ask something?
How did your dad react to Anakin Murphy?
I don't think I think he liked him. I think
Oh,
he
there was
thought
nothing like
he thought Gary J was a hobo. I was like, yeah, that's like his gimmick. Anakin's gimmick. He just always teams up with a local hobo. um, but
because
yeah,
as you know, this is all real.
yeah. No, I think he liked Anakin Murphy. I mean, that's kind of right up his alley. He liked their theme song. He recognized it immediately. So
Was it Gary? Is it Anakin Murphy's theme song?
I think it's Anakin Murphy. It's My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, it's Anakin Murphy's.
That's Anakin Murphy's. Yeah. Um. So yeah, I think he liked it.
Announcements. We got quite a bit to go through. We're gonna
Mhm.
do
Some of them
from.
came from my show.
It's true. We're gonna
They
do.
announced the Alley Catch match, and they announced Vengador in the J Cup at my show,
They didn't announce the biggest one to me though, which we'll
which
get to.
is
We'll get to.
oh, okay. We'll get to all right.
We're gonna start with Louisville because this is a show that I'm like intrigued to see how they do it. They're gonna do a Legends match in Louisville, and by God, the Juggalos are back.
Oh yeah. I saw that. You sent me this.
Too Tough Tony versus Madman Pondo. Kentucky has the strictest rules of professional wrestling in the entire United States.
Yeah,
Do you
even more
remember
strict
how
than Missouri
Mad?
or Maryland
Do you
and
remember how
any of those.
Madman Pondo immediately got color in
Yeah.
Missouri? It almost got the show stopped.
Yep.
Um, Monomoth from I want to say Thailand is coming back to the United
One second. I
States
gotta go
for.
for a second.
All right,
Just keep talking about GCW for a minute.
cool. So Monomoth coming from Thailand to wrestle in Big A Brunch. Um, Extremely talented. If you've never seen Monomoth, I believe they wrestle for Setup Pro Wrestling in Thailand. They work with Tokyo Joshi Pro. If any of those words sound similar to you, go ahead and watch this match. I mean, it'll be fun. It's a big gay brunch, so it'll never be not fun. Then we're gonna get to, of course, as Jayden said previously, in LA, the Do or Die World Title match of Atticus Kogar versus Ali Catch coming up. Big deal, big deal.
Yep.
El Phantasmo is coming to GCW
Saw this. This is what I was excited about.
the weekend of the LA show.
Hmm.
I don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
Vanilla 48, the Agus Kogar and Otis Kogar, the World Ultraviolent Champions, taking on Bear Dozer in Philly.
Yeah.
And the big announcement that I saved for last. The first MDK Fight Club announcement has been